When I was first injured and I was lying in the river, I broke my neck camping and I dove into a river, a glacier river, way out in the outskirts of Pemberton. And I was lying there in my cut-off shorts and it was cold and I was paralyzed, and my friend who had dove into the river and saved my life was holding my hand, and I said to him, Cam, I got a boner, man. I got an erection. And he looked at me with such passion in his eyes, and he was like, you're gonna be okay, man. Little did we realize that happens often to guys who've had a traumatic spinal cord injury. You know, it's kind of a reflex.
I think a lot of young guys in general, that might be the first thing that pops into their head, because that is a huge part of their life. They want to know, is it still going to work? Or women, am I still going to be able to have children? Am I going to be able to be a mom? And I think lots of times they've been told no, that it's not a good idea. But slowly that culture's changing, and we need to educate people that it's absolutely possible to be sexual and it's absolutely possible to be parents.
When we look at people who have been injured or have some disability, sexual needs often fall by the wayside. But it's a huge issue for anybody, let alone somebody with a spinal cord injury.
It is important part of your everyday life, and it is a question that should be asked, and it can be just as simple of a question saying, is this something you're interested in? Is this something you want to talk to somebody about more? And if you get an answer that's no, I can bet you in another year, you see that same person, the next time they might say yes. So it's important to ask it again, right?
At the time, I had no clue what was happening. I just was going with my gut feeling, going with my instincts, and I wanted to remain sexual. I needed it, actually. I needed to be close and feel loved and feel that intimacy while I was at my weakest, most vulnerable points, right? And I think a lot of people feel that way. How do you allow someone to sit on your lap for the first time when you're in a wheelchair? How do you touch someone when your hands aren't working properly?
If you think about how sexual health is important to you as an individual, it's just as important to every single other person. And so not to ignore it, to educate yourself about it first, not be afraid to ask the questions. Are you in a relationship? Do you have a partner? You don't have to have all the answers, but you do need to know how to ask the simple question and then resource them if they're interested.